Welcome to Market Matters. I'm Nadia Hassan together with Sulhi Azman. We're bringing you our companies in the news today. And I don't know, when we picked this, we maybe should have picked Guacoland because the news was that Hap Seng Consolidated and Guacoland are actually disposing of a piece of land for about 475 million.
Ringgit,
It's during a sale through a vehicle called Vintage Heights, which both of them have interest in. The net gain from the disposal is about 290 million. Guacoland is the one that will get 190 million. They use it for working capital, etc., etc. But for me, right, I look at Hap Seng Consolidated, and I've been wanting to talk about this company for a while, mostly because it's a conglomerate. It has 7 core businesses.
7 core businesses, and I think, we talk about conglomerates, they have this thing called the conglomerate discount.
Yes, exactly. It's the jack of all trades discount, basically, and master of none. But they're an interesting company because they have seen their operating profit actually grow about from 500 million to 1 billion in the last 5 years, which is quite impressive enough. And it's confident of sustaining 20% growth year on year. That's what their head honcho said all the way back in June. I don't know. They're more property than plantation, although they actually have quite a bit of plantation land. So I think that this company is in good stead. The land that they're selling seems to be, at least they're doing it for good reasons.
Yeah, I think, Hap Seng might need to replenish their land bank as well. At the same time, Guacoland, it's controlled by the Tan Sri Kwek Leng Chan, member of the Hong Leong Group, and I think they've been wanting to realize their investment values there. But if you look at Hap Seng, for instance, I don't know, they seem to be having exposures into the higher risk sectors like property, plantations, and automotive.
But do you think property is high risk, though?
I think it's a bit high risk because given the fact that it's actually softening, right? And how many more projects can you do, and it's going to affect the whole market. Everybody's been talking about it anyway.
Yeah, I know, but Hap Seng in general, right? I looked at their website beforehand. They seem to be more into Sabah, although they do have West Malaysia and Klang Valley. So that is good on them. But I think it's one of those cases where, being the jack of all trades, at least it balances out. They did say that they were going to actually sort of revalue some of their plantation land and make it into property, which is no surprise. I think a lot of companies actually do that.
Yeah.
But they say it's still a long process to go, so we'll have to see what the sale. I suppose they figured that they made quite a bit of profit on it. I think they're fine to sell. But, we'll have to see whether or not they can sustain this kind of action.
Right, if you look at the earnings, right, revenue was a bit flat for the second quarter, but net profit went up by 127%. I think the company has still a lot of growth to capitalize on, especially in other sectors like, quarry and building materials.
Yes, but I think that what you're referring to, the other sectors, is actually automotive.
Yeah, automotive, correct.
Yeah, automotive had such a big thing, a big turnaround way back in 2014.
Yeah, if you look at they are one of the distributors for Mercedes-Benz, besides second carriage Bintang, and I think that and sales for Mercedes-Benz has tripled in the third quarter, so they are actually riding good growth on that.
Okay, so just to bring it all home, the fact is, Hap Seng Consolidated, they did have interest in this piece of land that Guacoland is selling, but it seems to be Guacoland that seems to be benefiting from it. They, of course, are a conglomerate with 7 core businesses. We'll have to see whether or not all the businesses pan out, or the fact is that it's a jack of all trades issue. But yes, they do seem to get a lot from their property and also from their automotive. But moving on to our broker's call of the day, this is a kind of a yummy subject, and I don't mean that lightly, but the fact is, at RM2.42, we're looking at Kawan Food Bhd. You are looking at the analyst report, right? Which analyst house was it?
Well, it was actually Inter-Pacific Research. They had an initiation call with a buy target. It was with a buy call with a target price of RM2.98, and they're actually initiating on this, as you said earlier, yummy counter, the only flour-based frozen food to be listed on Bursa Malaysia. And have you heard of Kawan Food before?
Yeah, I have. Have you eaten some of the stuff?
Yeah, I have eaten some of the paratas and some of their products as well.
Yeah, I was opening some of the what do you call it? I was opening actually the website. They have things called prata, stuffed prata, wellness prata, which I've never seen. A lot of roti wraps, puff pastry, and roti canai, and roti multigrain. It seems to be they're trying to put a healthy twist on stuff. But I agree. I actually tend to like a lot of consumer stocks. I like food-based stocks. But it has to be more than that, though. What else is Interpac said that they had stable earnings growth, but is stable exciting, or are you just holding on?
But I think the earnings are quite stable because if you look at the CAGR, for instance, the compounded annual growth rate, has been going on for at least 10%, from the previous years. And if you look at the sales, right, 60% are exported, and the remaining 40% are actually done in ringgit. So so if you are exporting, right, you are going to be benefiting from the stronger US dollars.
Yeah. So they actually also have a new plant to boost the sales. It's going to be in Pulau Indah, which we actually drove past last Friday because we attended EcoWorld's kind of launch. launch on a side note. The capex is about 140 million. It's going to be 5 times bigger than its other factories, which is quite impressive. And it's going to be by end 2015, which actually, sadly to say, is only about 2.5 months more to go. It's going to start operation, or commission date. It's going to be the first quarter 2016. It's going to be quite big for them. I think this is going to be their boost to growth. But again, is stable exciting, or do you not want excitement?
I mean, definitely there's going to be something exciting. If you look at the new products, right, they are going to move on. I mean, currently they are making vegetable or vegetarian foods. They are going to move into meat-related products. They're going to go and make some halal dumplings and also tortillas. I'm hungry already, Nadia.
Yeah, okay, don't start. It's dinner time for everybody who's eating. But yeah, tortillas, I don't know. So it's a new target market. There's another one, right? They want to do quick service restaurants, which is, if you know QSR, something like KFC's, almost like fast food quick service. And they're targeting the aviation sector. Is it like what's happening with...
Brahim's?
Well, not just Brahim's. Brahim's is already catering to a lot of people. But do you know that if you fly Malindo, you can actually get nasi kandar kayu Penang delivered on board?
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. It's
see.
actually, there's a big banner that I saw back next to the nasi kayu kandar in SS2 that said that we can deliver. Maybe that's what they're trying to do.
And I also think that Starbucks also can be delivered to Malindo. I don't know. I mean,
yeah,
it's
char time as well. It's going to be. So this is like a new thing. Instead from just the catering, from the low service guys, I mean, not the low service, low cost guys, you can open up, right? You can just buy from char time, or you can buy from something like this. So it's good for them. But anyway, just to sort of wrap it all up, we're looking at Kawan Foods today for our stock, our broker's call. It's we're looking at Interpack Research. They actually have initiated with a buy call. Target price is RM2.98. Its current price is RM2.42. Why did they like it? Like I said, stable earnings growth. No surprise considering it's consumer and considering it's food. They do have a new plant that's going to help to boost a lot of their sales. And of course, they're doing it to new products, going into meat-based, they're going into like maybe targeting the aviation sector. So it'll be interesting to see. But again, my question is stable exciting, or is that what you really, really want? But anyway, that's all for us today on Market Matters. I'm Nadia Hassan together with Sulhi Azman. And of course, if you want more on the stories that we've talked about, go to theedgemarkets.com, pick up a copy of the Edge Financial Daily. And of course, if you want the weekly, it of course came out last Saturday. Thanks a lot for that. Good night.